Now let's get some perspective on the MPC meeting outcome, and for that I'm now being joined by economist and Chief Executive Officer of Financial Derivatives Company, Mr. Bismarck Ruwani. Thank you as usual for joining us on a day like this.
Thank you, Laddie.
Unanimous decision to keep everything stable.
Yeah.
Did you expect anything else?
5 months ago, you and I were here, same old, right? So what has happened? 21 months have gone by between when we've maintained the status quo till today. Is that a good thing? You have to look at it from three perspectives. One, from a monetary policy central bank perspective, whose mandate is to maintain price stability. The central bank governor and the committee said we need more time for things to settle down before we can actually go into an accommodative stance. Okay, so two things. One, fear of inflationary pressures, and two, current account imbalances that could arise. But we've had 21 months of doing this. And we have a committee now of 9 members. 5 of these members are Buhari appointees, and the previous 4 are Jonathan appointees. So you have a balance.
A fair mix.
And they came up with a unanimous decision that they need more time. But they also did not tell us what we need to see
to determine when it will be time.
Right, so waited for 21 months, 36 months of this administration, and we're still waiting for something to happen. But the good thing is that of the 9 parameters that they look at, 8 were positive and 1 was negative. The only one that was negative is an increase in debt. All other things point to the fact that the economy is stable, but the growth is anemic. It's only 0.8%. And there's underemployment and unemployment. So if you brought down interest rates, you could actually stimulate that. But if it's going to lead to a risk of inflationary pressures, then the experts say, let's wait. But if you look at it from a manufacturer's perspective, they're borrowing at 25, 28, 30%. They need interest rates to come down to be able to increase their inventory, employ more people, expand plant and equipment. The central bank did say also that they would selectively intervene in areas for the vulnerable.
Because they said they weren't happy with the level of the borrowing.
Lending, right, but the point is that why don't you allow the market determine that and bring down interest rates so everybody can borrow, not when selectively we have to go to the central bank and then we get
special considerations.
Once you do that, these guys are doing it altruistically, they are honest, and we have confidence that there's no abuse of that process. But the problem is that it can be abused. So we need to avoid that. That's why a market solution is always the best solution. But if you're looking at it from the government point of view, that you want to increase employment, you want to increase growth, you want to actually improve the well-being and standard of living of the people, then definitely when you're coming out of a recession, you want to stimulate growth, you need to bring down interest rates. That's the way. But if you're looking at it from the consumer, that's you and I, what's going to happen is that we are going to be coasting along and waiting for something to change.
Yeah, but wages will remain static. Virtually everything will remain at one.
Absolutely. That's the problem. The point is that the data and the parameters are positive, but the impact is minimal. What the people are looking at is not, look, we're sick and tired of data. What we want is impact. When am I going to see unemployment go down? When am I going to see growth increase? When am I going to see activity levels? When am I going to do that? That is the question. So 3 perspectives. From monetary policy perspective, central bank mandate, price stability, what they've done, absolutely no problem at all. But from a government, broad macroeconomic output perspective, no, this is not the way to go. There's no decision which does not have a risk. So if we are waiting for a riskless decision, then we are going to be on this for the next 10 years. Now, from the consumer, things are getting better. But the risk that if they change the stance and things then go bad, then nobody is going to. So they say, let us err on the side of caution. So that's the balanced an objective analysis of the situation we face ourselves right now.
Now, I've been told that we're almost out of time, but I must ask you, do you think the impact of the new members, those who are attending the meeting for the very first time, who you alluded to earlier on, yes. Do you think they in any way tended to exercise this issue of caution even more than those who were already on ground?
No, these are seasoned professionals. And the central bank governor said they are there. They're not there because, oh, let's
slow things down.
No. You see, the thing is that an economic patient is like a medical patient. You're not going to say, if there's an accident, the surgeon has only started work today, therefore he won't operate on you. These guys were ready to go. And so I'm assuming that they made the decision dispassionately, objectively, and professionally. But it's just the fact that after all that, confirm them and not confirm them, we were one of the people that said, look, the National Assembly, confirm these guys so that I can get to work and so they can move. If after 5 months, the last time we met here was 5 months ago,
that's right.
You did not, then all we had to do was to maintain the status quo, then it begins to make us understand that what has changed. And that's the problem. The more things change, the more they remain the same.
Thank you very much for joining us on the News at 10, Mr. Rewane. Ms. Makromari, Chief Executive Officer of Financial Derivatives Limited.